And I have picked an image from Unsplash and created a text layer for us to get started talking about the gradients. I just did a basic font today that will look good for the gradients and can be easily seen. This is not necessarily like the best look you're going for, but it's going to make it easier to see the gradients. So I am going to click over on this text layer and right click that and then click alpha to selection to get the individual letters selected. And we're going to click over on our gradient tool. That is this little box here with the arrows on my screen. And as you know, sometimes the icons may look a little different on your screen depending on the version of Gimp and the theme that you are using. Once we get into the gradient tool, if we click on this little box that actually shows the gradient, it will pop out this drop down box and we are able to choose from any of these to use for our gradients. We'll start just at the top with this custom one. And if we want to create a custom gradient, it's going to use whichever one we click last. So if we click on one, it's actually going to update this. But I'm going to click on this custom and then we're going to drag it across. And I'm going to show you how you can edit this. Once you get it positioned to where you would like all of the colors to be, and then you want to go in and edit your colors, you can click on each of these individual nodes, they're called. So I'm going to click on just this end one and we're going to update this red. And I'm going to pick the color tool and I'm just going to flip-flop this. So I'm going to pick whatever this color is at the end. And that did not work. I think it goes through to the background for some reason. So I'm going to, let's see. Yeah, it doesn't work. So I think because it's not applied yet, it doesn't work. So we're just going to try to pick a similar color. And we'll do pink, and that will change and update that specific node. And then the next node is this one here. So then we could go and we could update that to more of a pale yellow. And click OK. And then we're going to update this next node. And that one is going to be, it looks like it's supposed to be a green. We're going to do a green and then click OK. And this one is going to be a blue. I'm trying to remember the colors of the rainbow. Not doing a great job. I'm trying to make it more pastel too. That green is not really very pastel. Maybe we can make that a little lighter. Oh, that's pretty. And then the yellow, we need a purple. Okay. And then I'm actually just going to delete that node. I just clicked X on that and it just took that node right off. I'm going to move this all the way out to the edge and then we can change this to be a dark purple. And we have created our own custom gradient. If you needed to add more nodes or do something different in here, we can just click on this line anywhere and it will create a new node for you. And then we come up to this box and click on that X to delete it. So let's click on that line again. And if it does not show the colors right away, that last time it showed colors up here and we X'd it out to delete it. But if it does not show you colors, you can click on this little paper looking icon with the plus on it and that will open up the color box for you. Once you do that, then you can click on the color and come in here and pick whatever color you want for that node and click OK. Once we're finished with our gradient, we can click enter on the keyboard. If we are selected onto this, we can click enter on the keyboard and then hit Control and A together and that will select all of that layer that we are on. And then we can select our background and see what it looks like on the background. I just hid that by accident. Sorry about that. Unchecked that. So now that we see what it looks like on the background, usually with gradients it's a good idea to add a drop shadow, but we've covered that in other videos, so I'm not going to do that today. I do want to go through some more gradients, so I'm going to go back to this text layer and I'm going to right click on it again and click alpha to selection. I'm going to show you some more of the gradient. So we're already on the gradient tool and we've already got this custom one selected here. Now I'm going to pick a different one and explain what some of these are. So if I did this foreground to background color and I drag this across here, I just want to show you what this does. This creates a line straight down the middle and it's 50-50. Whatever color is your foreground color, if we change this, it's going to update that. And then whatever color is your background color is going to be on the other side. And that will create a line. You could also do a radial shape and it's going to make it look more circular there. And if we go down into the shape, I mean, there's conical, there's bilinear, linear, radial. There's all kinds of different shapes that you can do. I usually stick to linear or radial for my gradients. Those are the most common. So this is just a straight line with no bleed at all into the other color for a foreground to background. This one is actually going to bleed from the left to the right. It's going to give you your foreground color and your background color with a fade in between. And this one is just an HSV value and this one is just an RGB value. There's not much else to worry about, but as you can see, there are some differences in some color values. It's just a different way to apply colors. So just make sure that you're looking at those and seeing which colors you like better. And this one is more of a rainbow gradient effect with that HSV value. And then Gimp also provides us with lots of just basic gradients out of the box. So we could pick any of these and drag them around and edit them as we see fit. So I don't like the positioning of this one, so I'm going to drag it back, just that one node back, and make it, I'm going to drag actually more than one of them and give a little bit more space between them. And that way we create a longer gradient, and then I can pull this in. Oh, and there's a yellow at the end I didn't even see. I'm going to make it, oh, I just did the thing that I've said not to do. I don't know what I did. We'll cancel that and maybe it, oh, no, it's still there. I've done this before and it's not great, and I don't remember how to get back out of it. So we're just going to have to play with this for a minute and see if we can figure it out. There it is. Okay, so I clicked on that little Gimp icon up there to get back to my normal, and I changed this alpha, so I'm going to up that back up. So that little Gimp icon is how we get back out of that. Sorry about that. And now I don't actually like the way that yellow looks on the end, so I'm just going to pull that out. And then we've completed that one, so I'm going to click over here onto the main screen and then click enter, and that's going to apply my gradient. Select Control A and select the background layer so that I can see what it looks like, and maybe add a drop shadow. Okay, I'm going to go on to some more. Select alpha to selection on that text layer again and come back over here and keep scrolling down, and we can see that there are like blues and greens. We'll just have to drag that so we can see it. There's aluminum. And they have lots of great gradient options just provided in here for you. And once you have a gradient selected on there, you can just click through them and see if you like any of the ones that are provided. And basically that is how gradients work. Just remember that creating custom things, you can come in here and click each of the nodes, and then you can change the colors up here. And there's that paper icon if you create a new node and it doesn't show up right away. It's going to show up every time now that I'm saying that. But earlier in the video, if you go back, you can see where there was a paper icon there and it did not give us a color right away choice, and we had to click on the paper icon and bring that up. But basically, that's everything about gradients in Gimp. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please like and subscribe my channel.